Koshevinsky, and I'm here to talk to you about satellite-based global positioning systems, otherwise known as GPS. I don't know about you, but my family would be absolutely lost without GPS. We use Google Maps, Waze, and Garmin, either in our car or on our cell phones, to get to where we want to go.
Let's take Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest Washington. In 900 feet, turn left.
We use Life 360 to find where family members are, Tile to find where our car keys are, and Link AKC to find where our dog is. Did you realize that these and many other applications use GPS technology? Maybe not. So that's why I thought it was important to explore these topics. How did we survive before GPS? When did GPS come into existence? How does GPS even work? What are some important applications of GPS? And finally, what can be risky about it? Okay. So let's start with life before GPS. Throughout history, people needed to navigate their way around the world. In the 15th century, Christopher Columbus experimented with the star navigation, using the position of the sun, moon, and stars to plan his journeys. Unfortunately, his ships were often misdirected. European empires looking to expand trade required improved navigation. During the 18th century, the invention of the sextant was a major breakthrough, as it became an essential tool used for sea navigation. This is an example of a sextant. Let's see how it works. And by the 20th century, the sextant was used to navigate in outer space. But just like other trouble Columbus had, the initial missions missed their destination entirely. So before GPS, even with the latest tools, navigation was often quite a challenge. Which takes us to our second topic. When did GPS come into existence? Ultimately, it took the military to solve this scientific challenge. Starting in World War II and through the 1960s, the military provided funds and brainpower to develop ways to navigate using man-made stars, which were satellites. Using satellites orbiting the Earth, the Navy experimented with tracking submarines in the deep oceans. The satellites also helped the submarine captain navigate from place to place without having to surface. In 1974, the Defense Department expanded use of these global positioning systems and launched their first Navstar satellite. By the 1993, the DoD had a whole network of satellites up and working. While Navstar was created for military purposes, the government also recognized that GPS had commercial value as well. So Navstar became the backbone of our national GPS network. But we're not the only country developing a satellite navigation network. The Galileo system is being developed by the European Union. GLONASS was developed by the Soviet Union during the Cold War and is currently operated by Russia's Federal Space Agency. India began developing the Indian Regional Navigation System in 2006. China is developing the Beidou Navigation Satellite System with a target date of 2020. And Japan plans to develop a satellite-based navigation system. So as you can see, US is not flying solo here. Okay, enough background. Let's talk about how GPS works. The Navstar network has grown a lot since the 1970s, and now there are 31 satellites orbiting the Earth at an altitude of 20,000 kilometers. Each satellite completes 2 revolutions around the Earth per day, while the Earth spins once in the opposite direction. So each GPS satellite completes 1 sweep of the Earth per day. GPS satellites are line-of-sight instruments, which means that wherever you are on the planet, 4 GPS satellites can see you at any time, although only 3 are necessary to determine your location. GPS navigation works by sending and receiving radio signals between your device, for example, your smartphone and the satellites. Your device identifies the satellites, transmits a radio signal to them, and calculates how far each satellite is based on how long it took for the messages to arrive. By using the information from the 3 GPS satellites, it's possible to pinpoint your location using a process called trilateration. Sounds complicated, which it is, but let's simplify. Remember, there are 4 satellites in direct line of sight to you at any given point in time. All we need in communication with 3 of these satellites to see where you are. Let's start with satellite A. Once you know how far away you are from satellite A, then you know you must be located somewhere on the A circle. For satellite B and C. When communicating with these satellites, therefore, you must be located somewhere on the B and C circles. So, when combining the signal from all 3 satellites, your exact location is determined to be the point where all circles intersect. That's trilateration. Now that we have an idea on how GPS works, let's take a look at how many ways it's used. The most common use is called location-based services to pinpoint where you are or where you're going. Okay, beyond the uses we all know, here are some businesses that depend on GPS. Trucking companies use GPS for tracking and planning deliveries, which helps us save on fuel. Railways make use of GPS to prevent collisions, which improves safety. Shipping companies depend on GPS to improve routing efficiency, which saves time, fuel, and money. Airlines benefit from GPS because air traffic control systems are better able to route flights, making the sky safer and improving scheduling. Land surveyors use GPS to greatly improve accuracy of their measurements. Construction companies use GPS-guided equipment to prevent expensive rework and to ensure safety at construction sites. Farmers rely on GPS for guidance in applying seeds and fertilizer, thereby helping to realize higher yields and lower costs. Altogether, experts estimate that using GPS technology contributes nearly $70 billion of economic value annually. Wow, that's huge. Which takes me to my concluding thoughts. GPS certainly seems to be the answer to most of our navigating needs. We can find our way, our cars, and our dog. But does that mean everything is great? Well, let's think about that. Have we become too dependent on GPS? Can we function without it? Is there backup if NASTAR suddenly failed? When all countries deploy their own networks, will the sky become too crowded with satellites? Do we have to worry about solar interference or jamming of radio waves? What about interference by someone determined to block our network? And finally, what about privacy issues? Is it okay for parents to track or spy on their kids? Food for thought.